Welcome to the unbelievable story of the Great Molasses Flood, one of history's most bizarre and tragic disasters. Imagine explaining you relate because a 25-foot wave of molasses, traveling at highway speed, destroyed your neighborhood. It sounds absurd, but for Boston's North End in 1919, this nightmare was terrifyingly real. On January 15, 1919, an unseasonably warm winter day, the residents of Boston's industrial waterfront were about to experience a tragedy unlike any other. This wasn't a slow spill. A 25-foot tall wall of molasses, over 2 million gallons, crashed through the streets at an incredible 35 miles per hour. But how did a sweet substance turn into a deadly tsunami? It all started with a massive storage tank that was a disaster waiting to happen. The Purity Distilling Company had a tank holding 2.3 million gallons of molasses, intended for making industrial alcohol and rum. The tank was never properly reviewed or inspected. Workers reported ominous groaning sounds, and the company simply painted the outside brown to hide the molasses that was already leaking through the rivets. Despite the warning signs, nothing was done. And at 12:30 p.m., the structural failure finally happened. The tank exploded with a roar like machine gun fire. The ground shook, and rivets shot out like bullets into nearby buildings. The resulting wave of molasses was devastating. It ripped buildings from their foundations, snapped steel support beams, and crushed a firehouse, trapping victims in the hardening syrup. The immediate aftermath was chaotic, leading to a long and painful investigation into the cause of the disaster. The disaster resulted in 21 people killed and 150 injured. Rescue workers struggled in waist-deep molasses, making the search for victims nearly impossible. The cleanup took weeks, with workers using salt water and sand. Residents claimed they could smell the molasses for decades afterward. The investigation uncovered a shocking truth. The disaster was caused by stunning corporate negligence. The tank was structurally unsound, only half as thick as it should have been, and had never been tested with water before being filled. After one of Massachusetts' longest civil lawsuits, the company was found liable and paid out damages equivalent to about $10 million today. The bottom line is simple. 21 people died because a company cut corners on a molasses tank. It sounds absurd, but it happened in broad daylight. The strangest part? Molasses is a non-Newtonian fluid. The sudden pressure release caused it to flow almost like water, explaining its devastating speed. This tragic event led to significant changes in engineering standards. Today, construction plans must be approved and buildings rigorously inspected, ensuring corporate accountability for structural failures.